have you given any thought to who you'd want to come back as or what kind of character? Because I know I've heard a few people mention they would love to see you in the role of Buster.
Isn't that hilarious? So this is why I don't think that would happen, although I love the idea and I love the creativity that people were going down that ramp. Only just, I think it would be very confusing, that the actor who played Lita is now back as, I don't know. But who knows? It's not up to me. And I think I would just be massively grateful to be on board. To have a regular job for a while would be incredible, and I would love to be, I've always wanted to be a character of positive force. So I don't, whatever happens. And I think usually Joe goes with what's speaking to him. He's not really influenced by other people telling him what to do. Mm. Does that make sense? He really is, his integrity stays with the story at all costs. So, but I thought that was, Emery, I thought that was really kind of clever and hilarious. I hadn't thought of that.
Let's ask Walter.
Yeah.
Walter will be all for it, I bet.
I just want to see Walter come back as something else.
Yes.
Yes. He could come back as as a spiritual leader.
It's so crazy to see you in the show not wearing those gorgeous headbands. You always had amazing
headbands. Yeah. It's going to be, I just want to see what he's going to come up with for how do you carry that story from and make it relevant now? Keep fans who have memorized those episodes. How does he keep them involved and keep them excited about what's next and guessing?
Is there anything you'd like to see, like the Lita character, like more explored? Like, for example, Lita and Kosh, or I always thought Lita and Zach were kind of cute eating pizza together.
Well, I love Lita and Zach, and I thought that scene in the elevator where Jeff Conaway, I've told this story, I think I even told it to you, Ryan, but Jeff Conaway got a 3-minute monologue the night before we shot it, and he shot it word perfect on the first take, first up in the morning. He got an applause from the crew. I mean, he was amazing.
Wow.
And I just thought that his monologue was heartbreaking, him confessing his love to Lita and then taking it back because he sees she's not responding. Meanwhile, Lita, I was possessed by Vorlon, so I'm not present at all, not listening to it at all.
I was cheering at the TV like, come on, listen to that.
And Lita, and he could have saved her. I mean, he could have saved her from so much, I would love to see, Lita have a not be such a doormat for so long. Mm-hmm. She was a doormat for so long, but Joe did that for a reason. He wanted her to build up to an explosive point and be willing to be kind of a terrorist. He wanted her to be that bad off and not have any friends.
With Jakar.
I know that. I think
cute. I love Jakar.
It will be the biggest thing for everyone is to see what do Lita and Jakar get up to on their own. I'm sure that if he has the chance to explore that, he will.
So Patricia, we know that in this business, as you kind of alluded to, it's like 99% talk.
Yes.
And we all say, yes, that sounds great. Yes, sure. Let me know when that comes to fruition. Yes. We're always cautiously optimistic, and we don't want to say, sure, heard that before. We always say, yes, that sounds excellent.
Yes.
So just go ahead and let me know when that actually does happen. But this sounds like this obviously has way more legs than just the standard, talk. Do you have any sort of sense, whether it's just a guess on your part, if there's some kind of timeline that people can kind of zero in on for maybe an announcement or more news, or if it were to progress past development or into pre-production or anything like that?
This is completely conjecture on my part. So before I have said things that I know Joe has said, but this is just on me completely. Mm-hmm. I don't think they would have made an announcement without some solid plans. And he says he's still writing the pilot, but he's already talked about I think he's got things sketched out because he's mentioned that in his tweets. Oh, I'm thinking of that for season 2, something like that. And he could be playful. That could be playful. It could be, maybe he's just funning us. But knowing Joe, I bet he does have a lot of this already thought through to a point, at least. And as far as having a pilot script, I would bet we'll hear something by the end of the year, something more about going into actual pre-production by the end of the year, spring at the very latest.
Well, that is
but I think,
excellent news.
I think that if he's, if he's saying something now, I think that it's because it's frighteningly close. We'll see if my guess is correct. And usually it takes like a year before you're actually on your feet in production. So I don't know, would that put us towards the end of next year or the beginning of 2023 that we're actually shooting it? Maybe.
Well,
the year was 2023.
Yes.
I think that just the fact that, you're right, that if it's being announced publicly means it's almost a certainty that the next steps are in the process of being made. So that's really all we need to hear, because that sounds like this is actually happening.
Yes. Joe's, I mean, over the decades, he's talked about this, and he's been really honest when there was no hope in hell, when that other person was still at Warner Brothers and put in the kibosh on it, that it's just not going to happen. And then they digitally remastered the original series. And I think everybody was like, oh, okay, good. Well, that was it. That's as good as it's going to get. We're going to get the remastered original. And so for him to say this to me, that he doesn't want to, blow smoke. He doesn't want to be embarrassed. I don't think he would say anything unless some things were solidly, there's a clear path. That's my thought.
Now that they've announced it, there's going to be a whole extra boost to the whole idea of just getting a show started, because you had the fans driving it. Right. We were talking about it earlier. It's like the more fans who interact with this idea or with the posts that they're putting out, the way more that people pay attention to it, especially up in those studio areas that really count.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that, Katie. That's it. I think that and to piggyback on what you just said, Katie, just the idea that you fans have so much power, and we were talking about before how quick that power is with social media. So use your mutant powers for good. Let's see what Joe can come up with. Let's encourage him. Stop with the poo-pooing. Come on, that's so easy.
Well, he did get 5,000 retweets since yesterday.
That's awesome, isn't it? So let's encourage him. Let's see what the great maker can come up with next, and take us on another wild journey. Let's go on another wild ride. Let's encourage him. So yes, please, everybody, encourage Warner Brothers. Let everybody know that you're excited about it, and you're willing to have a look. You're willing to go for it. Let's take the adventure. Let's go for it.
Now, we just have a couple minutes left with you, Patricia, but before we get to the final item, to piggyback on what you're saying, we've got about, 28,000 people watching right now, right?
Oh, wow.
So we want those retweets to go from 5,000 to 30,000. Everybody get on that.
You can totally do it. Joe is at Straczynski on Twitter. I'm at Patricia Tallman on Twitter. So have at it. Go for it. I'm on Instagram as well. I would love you to follow me, and I'll keep you updated with as much as I know.
And also, very importantly, on that note, if anybody doesn't know this, Patricia has written a book about Babylon 5. Can you tell us a bit about this and where we can get it? Because everybody's now going to be like, holy shit, I totally forgot. I should go get that book real quick.
Yeah, also with the best title ever.
Oh, thank you. Pleasure thresholds. Yes, it's what Shakar says to Lita. It's on b5events.com/store. It's on the store at b5events.com. Yes, thank you so much for saying that, and I really appreciate all the support I could get on the book. It was Joe's idea. I'll blame it on Joe.
Cool.
His publisher came to him and said, we need some more fan friendly stuff because you put out all the script books. We need something else going on there. And he said, call Tallman. She was so obnoxious on the set with her camera. Good God. So the editor came over and we went through my photos and we pulled about 350 from my camera. These are personal photos. You're not going to see them anywhere else. And I was like, great. Okay, go have fun. See ya. Make a scrapbook. Good. And then he comes back with the publisher and they were like, yeah, we need you to write about this. We need you to caption every single one. Now tell the story of every single one. Now it just turned into this, 350-page book.
Wow.
So I updated it in last year in 2020 with with like 3 or 4 new chapters and a bunch of new photos and stuff. So have a look at it. You can buy it from me. It's autographed. I send it to you autographed.
Wow.
On Amazon, it says it's $250. Do not buy it on Amazon. They print it for me. I fulfill it because I want to autograph it for you now.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to sell it. And I won't make any money on it if they sell it. So I'm keeping it in-house. You'll also see some stuff in that store. That's from the other actors. I wanted to throw that out there too. So you're supporting all of us by visiting the store. Thank you.
What a coincidence. You just updated last year.
I know.
Then you also have like a Patreon with B5 events with some really, really amazing guests that everybody is familiar with.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that? And also it goes with a Discord, which is also super fun.
Oh, I love that you're so into the Discord, Anne-Marie, because I don't always get really those kudos. So I appreciate it.
I became a major fan after you were on for Virtual TrekCon in December.
Oh my gosh.
I spent 2 months just watching the Avalon 5. I was so hooked.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
It is true.
And you guys are so fun on Twitter. I just love it.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm really into community. And because of the pandemic, I thought, what can I do? And so I created a Patreon page and we have a very tight community going on there. I would love, we're coming up to our year's celebration. We have a party at the end of October. We're going to have a virtual potluck, costume party.
Nice.
It's going to be really weird and fun. So
waist up.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, and we also, I invited special guests, as you were mentioning. I had done something called b5events.com, and that now I'm trying to get back out there on the road. And I was doing conventions before. I'd like to get back out there so that we can personally gather again. But definitely the events have been kind of eye-opening in the response from all of you. And that's something to keep in mind. But yes, my Patreon page is really important to me. So I'd love for you to come by and visit. That's just patreon.com/Patricia Tallman.
So everybody at home, we've got her link tree in the description box of this video. So very easy. Everything that we've talked about, just go click on that link and it'll all be right there for you.